The Human Experience. Inside the Humanities at Stanford University. humanexperience.stanford.edu.
In this latest work, I've very consciously moved my place of focus into deep forest. And I've gone into these places that are extremely complex in terms of form, but everywhere I go, no matter how far out into that environment I go, I see effects of, strong effects of civilization. For one thing, the place I photograph is actually on the property of a logging company. So it's land that has been logged and regrown and logged and regrown many times. It looks like, you know, the forest primeval in a way, but it couldn't be anything further from that. It's not that. It's a commercial forest. But the further I go into it, in a way, the more I see odd detritus from civilization. Like, for example, in one of the pictures in this show, a fishing boat, which is just left somehow in the middle of the forest and left to its own kind of system of decay and returning to the forest floor. It's, for me, a particularly exciting thing to see. I think one of the things that I would like a person to take away from these is to understand that the subject matter, the forest, is a given. It's something that we understand. We look at the photograph and we understand what it is. But at the same time, I want people to also simultaneously to understand that the picture is designed in every way. And every part of the picture is where it is because of my own agency upon it. And they're not, the compositions aren't arrived at randomly. They're done because I take great efforts to have the camera placed at a specific spot in space that reveals the subject in the clearest possible way that I can. It's a little hard to explain, but it's like I've combined my own imagination with the complexity of the forest. And so it's kind of a collaboration. And when it works, it's a great feeling. Looking at these photographs, which, you know, basically resemble other works that I've done in certain periods of my life, not necessarily as panoramas, but the prints themselves resemble other works that I've done. It's important to remember that to have done this a few years ago would have been absolutely impossible for me technologically. So I really rely on digital media to make these work. I take the pictures with a 4x5 camera with black and white film, but each one of the prints in this show is pieced together from 6 or 7 black and white negatives that are stitched seamlessly in a computer program and then printed out using an inkjet printer that I have in my studio. I've been interested in a long time in the effects of civilization on nature. Sometimes the effects are healthful and wonderful and beautiful. Often they're rapacious and destructive. But my career as a photographer has investigated those effects in various ways. It's led me to such subjects as marble quarrying in Italy, which is something I concentrated on for a very long time. And in the marble quarries in Carrara, where I've been working, the effect of human activity is truly gross and on a scale almost like something like the Grand Canyon, but man-made. At other times, I've photographed in places where dwellings are carved out of solid rock. I've been interested in that, how civilization or how culture utilizes the landscape around it. The one thing that I find really amazing is that my students, no matter where or when, all are able to, in a way, convey to me a kind of creative energy that I'm able to draw off of. And I know it's a two-way street. I get a lot out of my students. I know they get a lot out of me, too.